Everything explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap, and also please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. Now take a look at this. US SEC seeks to overturn ruling favoring Ripple in XRP case. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has appealed a July 2023 decision in the continuing legal dispute between the SEC and Ripple Labs. Remarkably, in July 2023, Judge Annalisa Torres decided that while Ripple's programmatic sales and dividends were not illegal, the company's direct sales to institutional investors were. The new appeal concerns whether, by federal law, Ripple's sales of XRP to individual investors constitute unregistered securities transactions. This lawsuit significantly impacts the cryptocurrency sector, particularly regarding XRP's classification and security status. The SEC contests the district court's decision. Late on Wednesday, the SEC formally filed its appeal, contesting the district court's ruling that partially backed Ripple. The court decided that Ripple had not violated federal securities laws by selling XRP to individual investors via cryptocurrency exchanges. The court's judgment that transactions on cryptocurrency exchanges did not satisfy the Howey test, the legal criterion used to decide whether an asset qualifies as a security, is one of the main reasons the SEC disagrees with this decision. The SEC contends in its appeal that XRP qualifies as an investment contract under the Howey test, because of Ripple's marketing efforts, which gave investors a legitimate expectation of returns. The SEC notes that regardless of how the currency was marketed, retail investors believed they might profit from holding XRP because of Ripple's marketing tactics, which included outreach on social media and other channels. The SEC attention on Ripple's marketing initiatives. The SEC's case heavily relies on Ripple's marketing initiatives. According to the agency, Ripple's actions were intended to boost XRP demand and give institutional and individual investors a sense of its worth. The SEC claims that because of Ripple's marketing, people expected XRP value to rise and would behave like a security. In addition, the SEC appeal contests the district court's decision to exempt XRP from securities rules when it comes to non-cash transactions like company incentives and employee compensation. According to the SEC, these kinds of transactions should be regarded as a component of an investment contract since they satisfy the investment of money requirement specified in the Howey framework. The conflict regarding investment contracts, whether Ripple's sales of XRP to individual investors and through other non-cash transactions should be categorized as investment contracts, is at the center of this lawsuit. According to the SEC, every XRP transaction meets the criteria for securities under the Howey test, regardless of how or through whom it is sold. However, according to Ripple, XRP is a digital currency and not a security. Thus, the sales shouldn't be governed by securities rules. As previously mentioned, Ripple cited the district court's decision that XRP programmatic sales on exchanges do not qualify as investment contracts. The SEC disagrees, claiming that neither the seller's name nor the mode of sale matters. It highlights that Ripple's activities, not the channel via which the sales took place, were what drove the profit projections. The SEC more general objectives and possible results. By arguing that all XRP sales, including those to retail investors, are unregistered securities offers, the SEC hopes to overturn the district court's final ruling in favor of Ripple. The lawsuit would go back to the district court for more procedures if the SEC is successful in this appeal. There, a judge would determine what steps to take against Ripple and if its officials are responsible for breaking securities laws. The SEC has also stated that it is looking for additional remedies, which might include stiffer sanctions for Ripple and its officials if they are found to have violated federal securities laws. A rehash of failed arguments is Ripple's response. Stuart Alderoty, the chief legal officer at Ripple, rejected the SEC appeal, calling it a rehash of already failed arguments. Alderoty attacked the SEC's position in an X post, implying that a new SEC administration would weaken the agency's case. CLO Ripple. The SEC appeal is dismissed by Stuart Alderoty as a repetition of unsuccessful arguments. Stuart Alderoty, As anticipated, Alderati pointed out that the SEC's appeal brief is a repetition of arguments that have already been rejected and is probably going to be dropped by the incoming administration. We'll give an official response when the time comes. Know this for the time being. The SEC case is a waste of time. Ripple is prospering as a new age of pro-innovation regulation dawns. Throughout this litigation, Ripple has maintained that XRP is not a security. According to Ripple, XRP is a digital currency that ought to be handled as such, much like Bitcoin or Ethereum. The opening brief for the appeal against Ripple was recently filed by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. James K. Fallon, a reputable lawyer in the cryptocurrency industry, shared the brief with the XRP community on X, and it has received a lot of attention. Another well-known lawyer and XRP backer, Jeremy Hogan, offered a perceptive evaluation of the document. Hogan claims that the appeal only addresses the district court's ruling that sales of XRP to individual investors did not qualify as securities transactions. Hogan said that the SEC did not dispute that investors were affected, pointing out that it will be challenging to demonstrate that investors suffered now that XRP has risen beyond $3. The opening brief of the SEC's main contention, according to Hogan, is that it is not required to demonstrate that buyers of XRP were aware of Ripple's claims regarding its attempts to raise the price of XRP. Rather, the SEC uses precedents to support its claim that proving the existence of such promotional remarks is enough. The problem the SEC has is that, from my reading of the first two cases, they say no such thing, Hogan said in criticism of this strategy. Additionally, he pointed out that it is crucial to distinguish between the ideas of knowledge and reliance, with the trial court placing more emphasis on the latter in its decision. It seems shaky that the SEC is depending on earlier rulings, especially Aquasonic. Hogan noted that to build its case, the SEC had to integrate sentences from several different parts of the Aquasonic ruling. Additionally, he anticipates that Ripple would respond by pointing out significant distinctions between the two situations, such as the absence of proof that XRP retail investors were aware of Ripple's assurances. The SEC refusal to contest the strong evidence that lawyer John Deaton presented on behalf of XRP holders is another important topic of disagreement. Thousands of XRP investors had provided Deaton with affidavits disputing allegations of reliance on Ripple's assertions. Noting that this error could be harmful to its appeal, Hogan expressed surprise that the SEC did not try to refute this evidence during the initial proceedings. Consequences of the SEC appeal. Hogan emphasized the SEC's appeal's wider ramifications, pointing out that the agency may have to establish proof of investor understanding of promotional remarks if the appeals court upholds the district court's ruling.